one of my favorite songs ever is Manic Pixie Dream Girl by a really great artist that I'm gonna shout out down below, not to worry. But it's a really cool song, and it really made me think about myself in the worst possible way. Just because I'm very familiar with cinema, movies, I love art. Yes, I also have pimple patches in my face because I'm block filming these two videos, my two recent posts. Whatever, okay, it happens, it's life. These are pimple patches, they're star-shaped. Anyways. So, Manic Pixie Dream Girl. You may be familiar with the Manic Pixie Dream Girl from movies that are mostly made, yes, from the male perspective, but the Manic Pixie Dream Girl is like this dreamy, fun girl that doesn't care about rules, doesn't care about society. She's just being herself. She's quirky, she's a bit weird, she's a bit awkward, and she teaches essentially the male protagonist how to be in touch with his feelings, how to have fun, how to break free from society standards or whatever. Essentially, she fixes him in that kind of sense. There is many Manic Pixie Dream Girls that are very famous, and today I wanted to talk about that because I thought it was an interesting concept. Most of the Manic Pixie Dream Girls from cinema or like pop culture media are inherently fucking autistic. Like, there's no other way to say it. They're so autistic, and damn, like, where to start? The romanticization of mental illness, especially especially for women, profiting off of an aesthetic of women having an issue is wrong, is weird. But especially the Manic Pixie Dream Girl, it rubs me off the wrong way. As a girl that is myself a little bit whimsical, a little bit fun, a little bit out there, you know, and I consider myself almost a Manic Pixie Dream Girl, okay? It's okay, it's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. It's the way that you see it through this male gaze-ish kind of like, she's gonna fix me and she's not like other girls, she's better than other girls because she's not superficial. It's wrong. It pushes this kind of narrative on autistic women that, I don't know, even when you're just being yourself and you still have these pressures, these expectations, these, I don't know what to call it, these these pressures, these expectations. As an autistic girl myself, I have dated people. Oh, welcome to the world. I'm 21. I've dated people, and it's often a dynamic in which I found myself to be trapped in. The Manic Pixie Dream Girl. Me being myself, attracting men that are broken, that need help, that need a little bit of pizzazz in their life, and they expect me to just come in, be all fun, rainbows and sunshine, and bring this magical aspect to their lives, being like a little unicorn, fucking rainbows, glitter, sparkles. But then when I actually act autistic, I have a meltdown. And, you know, I'm not just autistic, like, I have my mental illnesses, my traits. I don't like saying illnesses, my mental conditions. When it's not cute anymore, when it's not just fun, now it's an issue. Now my partners complain about it. The things that they once loved for their own gain is now an issue. And I do believe that the Manic Pixie Dream Girl is part of that narrative, because a lot of the time, the male interest uses the Manic Pixie Dream Girl and then gets mad at her for trying to leave him or not feeling good in this dynamic. As a woman, of course, I'm not here to fix anyone. I do offer a helping, kind hand to a lot of people because that's my nature. I'm very caring, I'm very empathetic, but I also have my own quirks and flaws. I'm not here to bring magic into your life. I'm a fully fledged person, and I'm sure that you could say that about a lot of things, a lot of people, a lot of different groups of people. But today we're talking about the Manic Pixie Dream Girl. The reason why I really loved that song is because there's this thing where she talks about, we all work out until I stop acting. This pressure for me to put on a performance in my relationships to make sure that my partners don't see the ugly side of me is insane. And when I'm too tired to keep up with this appearance, with this role that I'm playing, when it's exhausting, it's burning me out, it's causing issues to myself, when I let down the mask, all of a sudden I changed, I'm a bad partner. Of course, there's part of it that is like, we should be our full authentic selves, obviously, especially during relationships. And if they don't love you fully for the person that you are, perhaps they are the wrong people, I'm sorry. But as an autistic girl, there's just this pressure to, and I'm sure that all of the people that are on the spectrum can relate to this, but it's just like, you have to almost have this really wonderful thing to excuse being autistic. And I think this is also something that is often portrayed in the media. You cannot just have a character that is just kind of, or it's very rare, but a character cannot just be autistic or have autistic traits. The character has to be a genius, amazing, this and that. It has to excuse the autism. It sucks. And a lot of the media is also surrounding like how everyone struggles with the autistic character. Like, it's always like the mom struggling, the dad struggling, this and that, and whatever the fuck. Like, everything is surrounding this character, is how everyone struggles to be with the character. How does that make us feel? That's terrible. That's so bad. What the hell? And I'm not saying media portrayal is often very wrong, very cliche, very stereotypes, very, clickable, very simple, no brain. I'm sure that there's many other communities that suffer from these kind of generalized ideas that Hollywood portrays and that the media portrays, but it just sucks. I'm a big K-drama fan, okay? Think whatever you want to think about that. I don't care. I love me a cheesy little K-drama, okay? I don't care. It's like, I sit on the couch here, I'm like this, and I'm like, oh my god! I'm freaking out, and I love it. It's cheesy, it's romantic, it's cool, it's cute, whatever. I love it. One K-drama that I watched was I don't know what it's called in English, like Extraordinary Attorney Who, I think. Whatever. I loved the show. I think that the show was not bad in itself, but a lot of the show had these critical elements that piss me off. The entire show is about how much she's a genius. It's not just about her being an autistic, it's an autistic genius. The entire people around you, her, the character, it's all about how they find it difficult and hard to be around this autistic woman, because she's a woman, she's an attorney, It's so hard, it's this and that, and we don't know how to act with her, and the entire plotline is like, her dad had to sacrifice everything. I'm not saying that, there's a lot of people that put in a lot of efforts in these relationships, and maybe even like there's parents that struggle with their kids on the spectrum and stuff like that, but it's so wrong that the entire personality of the characters surrounding her, or a lot of them, is how hard it is to be around her. And a lot of them had like some kind of redemption arc and accepted her or whatever, but I was still like, ew, why? Like, why? And I don't know, it's just something that really pisses me off about autism in media, specifically for me. Like, I'm gonna talk about autistic women in the portrayal of media. Oh my god, I can talk. Anyways, oh my gosh, I hope it makes sense. And myself as a kid, I never really saw a lot of portrayal for autistic anything. Most of it was little white boys, and it's okay. Like, I know there's a lot of little white boys that are autistic, and that it's okay. I'm not saying that they're not valid or whatever, but it's just like, where is me? Where is little old me? And then all that I get is like this manic pixie dream girl that is like, hello, male protagonist, I heard you were looking for fun and whatever the fuck. And I'm just like, it sucks. And like, I don't know, every time that I see a woman being slightly different, she's either bullied, she's the weird character, she's this, she's that, she's odd, she's whatever. Like, it's so wrong. And something that really pissed me off, I feel like this is kind of a video that talks about autism in the media. I'm a very big fan of the writer Emily Dickinson, and I'm not saying that I'm a professional, I'm not a therapist or whatever. I cannot give a diagnosis to people who are dead. Like, I'm sorry, I can't. But I did a lot of research on her because I was really obsessed with her, and I found that she was a very inspiring woman. I'm sorry. English is not my first language, bear with me. I loved her a lot. I have a lot of respect for her as a writer. She's amazing. She's an icon. She's a very mysterious character, and there's a lot of things that I read about her that I was like, oh wow, like maybe she's not autistic or whatever, but she has so many traits that are just like me. She was very reclusive, very quiet, very much in her own world, and people struggled to kind of connect with her. And it's a very interesting topic. Like, if you want to search up something, you don't have anything to do, just go look at like the life of Emily Dickinson, who she was and everything. And one of the reasons is because there's a book that someone wrote about her from her perspective, and I was like, oh, I love that book. I can link it down below, okay? It's called Les Villes de Papier. I don't know what it is in English. I don't know who wrote it, but it's just one of my favorite books on ever. And I just found that there was so much power in this mysterious, recluded, introverted, a bit weird, yeah, she was kind of weird woman. And then they made a series about Emily Dickinson being this rebellious, sexy, adventurous, brave woman. And I was like, why? You know what I mean? Why? And it pisses me off. Why can't people... There's so many flies, like, it's terrible. There's so many bugs in my house. Welcome to the countryside. Anyways, why can't people just let people be a little bit odd? I'm so tired of media portraying these odd people as like something that is bad. I don't know, it just pisses me off. It pisses me off a lot. And honestly, like, we all have like this ideology of like the male loner character. He's traumatized, but he has a soft heart or whatever. Why can't we just have women that are also hurt? Why do we have to justify it by she's hurt, but she's doing her best? She's hurt, but she's Cinderella. I don't know, like, you know what I mean? Why can't we just be mentally ill? Fuck. Like, let's just put it that way. Why can't we just be odd? Why is the representation for people that have traits similar to us is so bad? It's so bad. I watched a little bit of Atypical, the show. I did not like it. And what I did not love, I think the character is named Sam, I think, or correct me if I'm wrong, but what I did not like is that a lot of the show gave Sam these very annoying characteristics and made him act in ways that were not okay, and just were like, oh, he's autistic, it's fine. Which is even worse. Like, are you trying to say that autistic people don't know how to interact, don't know what is right or wrong or whatever? Like, sometimes as an autistic girl myself, I can say a joke and it lands kind of weird because I was like, oh, okay, yeah, just me in my brain, okay, it's us. Or like, I can do something that is a little bit odd, but I never act out like completely rude or disregard other people or say something that is blatantly weird. And I thought it was really weird. Like, this entire show is about being atypical, being autistic, whatever. I don't know. Do you understand what I'm trying to say about that? And another thing that I watched was Young Sheldon. Now, it's not said in Young Sheldon that he's autistic, but he has a lot of autistic traits. A fuck ton of autistic traits. And I'm not finished with the series or whatever. It's like really just a series I was curious to see, because I was like, you're clearly trying to portray an autistic kid, like all the cliches and whatever. And it's the same thing in Young Sheldon. He's a kid, so I'm not gonna trash talk him, but you know, it's like, oh, he's obnoxious and blah blah blah, and all he thinks about is kind of himself, or he's not really sensitive to this kind of stuff. And I'm not saying that there's not some autistic people that struggle with these kind of things, but it's just, oh yeah, Young Sheldon, like, Sheldon kind of sucks, and everything is annoyed with him, everyone is annoyed with him, but on the flip side, he's a genius, so it's okay. Like, you know what I mean? And a lot of the show turns around how like his family dynamic and whatever, all of that stuff. But there's another thing that really kind of rubbed me off the wrong way. It's just like, I don't know how to explain it. Like, I feel like I'm gonna get so canceled for this. I feel like I'm stepping into uncharted territories. But I think it's weird how in many portrayals of autistic children, they're kind of handled in a child, like, of course he was a child, in that specific show he's a child. But I still find it weird that he's being babied when he's the middle child, you know what I mean? And like, of course, a child with special needs requires special attention, requires adaptation. I'm all for that. I really want people to be taken care of in the way that feels right. But I just think it's weird how in many portrayals of like these characters that are kind of autistic, they're often kind of babied and kind of, oh, he can't do that. Oh, like, as if autistic people can do things that are hard or take care of themselves. Yes, I think autism is considered a disability to a certain extent, but being an autistic woman myself and knowing other autistic people, we are able to have a life on our own and we don't need to be babied all the time. You know what I mean? I just feel like the portrayal of autism traits or autistic women, manic, pixie, dreamer, or whatever the fuck the cliches, they're just wrong. They just suck. And almost every media that I saw that was like, oh yeah, we have an autistic character, kind of sucked. Honestly, it kind of sucked. And I would say the best portrayal of like characters that are maybe autistic or have autistic traits is like unintentional, and like especially in cartoons, I don't know, especially in cartoons, you know. And yeah, that's pretty much it. That's kind of what I had to say, and all that to say that it kind of sucks. And if you have suggestions of like great portrayals of autistic people, autistic women, autistic characters, I don't know, characters with autistic traits that are not problematic, that are not weird, please recommend them, because I would be very curious to see that. But apart from that, that's pretty much it. Like, I really don't have anything else to say. I'm just kind of like, this is weird, you know what I mean? Oh gosh, I wish things could change, because I'm tired of media portraying people in such little tiny boxes, and especially for autistic folks, they don't fit in a tiny little box. All autistic people are kind of different, and that goes for all people, of course. But I guess I wish I just saw more diversity and, like, you know, whatever. And especially, like, you know, all autistic characters don't have to be white or male or light-skinned. They don't all have to be geniuses, science, math genius or whatever. They don't have to be all bullied and da-da-da, or the odd one out. They can just be accepted in their group because they have lovely friends. That's very possible. And like, I don't know. That was a really long talk, I feel like, about media portrayal. I hope it makes sense. And once again, thank you for watching. I do appreciate it. If you want to support me, all my links are down below. I'm working on a Patreon right now, so if you want to check that out, you can. I accept donations, PayPal, Ko-Fi. I have all of my links down below, my social media, Twitch, Instagram, all that good stuff. And I don't know, I have another channel if you're interested in spirituality, tarot. I have another YouTube channel. I would appreciate to see you there. If you want personal readings, miracle.click is my website where I do sell spiritual services, I guess I could say. And yeah, so moral of the story is, be yourself, and if the media doesn't understand that, who cares? All right, I hope this makes sense.